The Lift & Co. Cannabis Expo returns to the Metro Toronto Convention Centre, November 18th to the 21st. Discover and learn about all things cannabis. Get your tickets at liftexpo.ca. Must be 19 plus to enter and attend.
In her 20s, and she had fibromyalgia, and she started coming into the store and she was telling me, I don't have a normal life. I'm not like my friends. I can't do things. They go hiking, skiing. I can't do any of that. And she told me I'm in pain 24 hours a day. And she came into the office one day and she sat down and she said, "Hi, Linda." And I looked at her and I said, "Who are you?" And she started crying and telling me, "I feel great. I get up in the morning. I've got energy. I've no pain. I've no inflammation."
Welcome to the Miracle Plant Podcast, the show that inspires, promotes, and gives you a daily dose of inspiration from the people who have used cannabis to change their lives in extraordinary ways. Here's your host, Justin Benton.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Miracle Plant Podcast, where we share extraordinary stories of how this misunderstood plant with so many names has helped. Today we have such an incredible guest. It looks like we have a tag team of guests here. We have the Irish lass, Linda Byrne, with us today, along with her dog, Moo. Linda, welcome to the Miracle Plant Podcast. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good, Justin. What about yourself?
I'm doing really well. It's another sunny day that we have out here in sunny Southern California, out here on the beach in Ventura. So there's no complaints, and I'm super excited to have you here with us. Linda's been a part of the family for a long time now, and she's actually in charge of all of our international sales. And the last time that we were getting ready to board a flight, Linda was like literally had tickets in hand and was getting ready to go. And tell them what happened, Linda, what happened back there in March.
We were meant to go to Barcelona. There was a cannabis convention there, and we got the call that someone in the Ritz-Carlton turned up where the convention was, had COVID, and you made the decision for me not to go. And I think a couple of days later, we were in full lockdown.
And that's just how it goes. And so much has changed, obviously, in the last 10 months here at 101hemp.org and here on the Miracle Plant Podcast. That's how the Miracle Plant Podcast came to be, was that we had to get our message and our stories out there in different ways because the world stopped spinning, so to speak. I'm just so excited to have Linda on here. Linda's been with us for a long time, and I just love for you, Linda, to share your story of just how this Miracle Plant has changed your life and some stories that you've seen being a part of this organization.
For years, I could never sleep. I was nocturnal for most of my life from when I was a very young child, and I tried everything natural to try and sleep, and it didn't work. And people got this herb, use that herb, never worked. And I didn't want to use pharmaceuticals. I would wake up the next morning just miserable. And then a couple of years ago, Justin, as you know, I met you and tried out a bottle, and it was the first time that I ever got a decent night's sleep ever. And I actually had one of my friends visit me from Sweden, and she works for an American company. Up from the airport, generally we stay up for the night talking, sleep, and she said, "What's going on? What are you doing?" I told her, "Well," and I found that it really helped me with anxiety and depression too. Kind of what you said about sharing your story. I have a lot of people that come in. I like to work at least one day a week in the store because I like seeing people and hearing their stories. We've had a lot of people come in with just really bad anxiety, depression. For me, it's very personal because I've had that, and I'm able to tell them, "We'll try to chill." And I've had a lot of people come back to me and tell me, "Thank you so much." And before we had the COVID, I had a woman come into the store one day, and she called me at about 15 minutes before I was due to close the store. And she said, "Can you please stay open? I need to talk to you, please." So at about 7:10, we used to open till 7, she came in and she started telling me the story of her son. And she was telling me her son didn't want to go to school. He didn't have a normal life. He would take his aggressions out verbally on her, say terrible things to her, and just wasn't a functioning 15-year-old. And she went away with her bottle of her oil, And a month later, a lady came to the store and she did that. And I didn't recognize her because it looked like a totally different woman. And it was only when she started talking, telling me her story, I was like, oh my God, that's the woman that came in last month and was telling me how bad her son was doing. Told me that her son hadn't missed a day of school in almost a month. Started taking her oil. He had first come into me telling me how depressed he was and how he didn't want to live and stuff like that. And she said that the oil changed his life. And that was something that was just for me, it really touched my heart, because I know a lot of people that suffer with depression and anxiety. So it was just, when I heard that, I thought, yes, I'm in the right place. I'm where I should be right now. And it was just wonderful.
Absolutely. And obviously you have such a huge heart, and that's how you were attracted to 101 CBD. And that's how we're so happy to have you be a part of our family for as long as you've been. And there's so many more wonderful things we can do as the borders start to open up around the world, hopefully here soon in spring, where we can get you back on a plane and get that passport stamped a few times. Our mission here at 101 CBD is to heal the world. And our goal is to reach 1 billion people by 2025 to actually learn about this plant, watch a video, see a website, try a product, try some seeds, grow it in your backyard, whatever we can do to share this miracle plant, this story, our journey with everybody around the world. So I know that you're excited and ready, and there's some great countries out there. I know Spain was where we were supposed to be last March, but maybe this March will be as well. We have some exciting events coming up here in the country as well as NOCO in March, but I know that there's also going to be some exciting things happening in Latin America, especially Brazil. So do you think you can handle a whole new continent, Linda, and getting hemp out there and hemp oil?
Oh, yeah. I would love to get to Brazil. That would be great. I'm ready for that. And like I said, I think your message, heal the world. I think that's the important thing here, educating people and letting them know that there is something different out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And do you have some other stories? Because I know that you work in our retail shop too, as I do. And that's one of the coolest things about working here and being a part of this family, is that we literally get to talk to people and see people come in with some pretty severe issues. And we get to talk to them and listen to them and answer their questions and make them feel supported. And then the best part is, a few weeks later, they come back and they tell us their incredible story. So I'll let you elaborate on that if you'd like.
There's another lady that comes in, and she actually became a friend. She would come in, and she had colon cancer for the third time, and she was in her 70s, and she had done chemotherapy twice. And she told me, I don't want to do chemotherapy again. And she said, I'm going to do it with diet and CBD oil. And when she said that to me, of course, you're a little frightened, and you have all this trust in your product, but it's still, you have this person that's saying, I'm knifing your product. So it's a little scary. And I told her, well, keep going to your oncologist and keep going to the doctor. And she came back. She would come in once a month, and she would get her 3,200 ml CBD oil. And after a few months, she came back and she told me, I got the all clear. And that was just a story that someone that was on their third time of colon cancer got the all clear and was doing therapy. So, like I said, the product is absolutely amazing. I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah, and I remember her story as well. And it was a really wild time, because up until then, other people were starting to use the product and for neuropathy and fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis. And all of those made sense. I was always really excited that people would come back a few days later and saying, it worked. I've been on pills for 2 years with side effects and nothing was really working. Or these pills might be working for a little while, then they just don't work as well. But then there's all these side effects and I don't want to be on pills for the rest of my life. And then they would come back and share our stories. And sometimes, I know many times, people will come back in a few weeks and you won't recognize them, especially if they're gone for a few months and they're ordering online, and they'll come back in to either share their story specifically or just come back in to say hi and get some more products, and you don't recognize them. I know I've been that way, and I'm just like, oh my God, like their color is changed and radiant, and their attitude, and they're in better shape, and they're just like this aura about them. I know that you've seen that as well. Did you have any stories that come to mind about that?
Yeah, there was one lady in her 20s and she had fibromyalgia, and she started coming into the store and she was telling me, I don't have a normal life. I'm not like my friends. I can't do things. They go hiking, skiing. I can't do any of that. And she told me I'm in pain 24 hours a day. And she came into the office one day and she sat down and she said, hi, Linda. And I looked at her and it's, who are you? And she started crying and telling me, I feel great. I get up in the morning. I've got energy. I've no pain. I've no inflammation. Amazing. Where you're looking at her and it does not look like the same person. We also have people with Parkinson's that come in, and I have one client that comes in on Seaward, and he tells me that he still takes his Parkinson's medicine in the morning, but he said by the afternoon shakes are pretty bad, and he said because of the CBD now he feels like he can go out and he can walk, lives a lot more normal life.
Yeah, it's awesome. And that's, like you said, the story about, you were talking about how the lady with the colon cancer stage 4 as well, it changed the way that I looked at our company and our mission, because when she got that clear bill of health, and I know you guys have become friends and go walking on the beach, and she's just a great lady, it really changed my understanding of just really how powerful this miracle plant can be.
Yeah.
And that's at the same time that I saw the movie Heal with Deepak Chopra, and just how important the body and the mind can be when you really are intentional and focused on healing and giving your body and your mind a very clear image of how to heal. And some people will take our products and meditate and just be very focused and clear that as they take the CBD oil, as it goes through their system in their blood, as they hold it under their tongue, and it looks for all the bad cells and the bad cancer cells, and it's like little bolts of lightning that zap them. And with the power of whole plant raw CBD oil, combined with a very clear focused mind, it's just incredible what you can do. And then of course there's other things that you can do as well, and that's eating healthy and whole plant diet and lots of green leafy vegetables and drinking plenty of good water, clean water, making sure you're getting sleep at night, making sure you're exercising, making sure, like I said, you're being mindful. And between those 5 things, you'd be amazed what you can accomplish. So I definitely, did you have any thoughts on that as far as what you do and how you incorporate maybe CBD and thoughtfulness and exercise into your practice?
I do Bikram yoga. I feel in the Bikram yoga and the good diet and the CBD, I feel like it's changed my life. I was also a chronic asthma sufferer, typical Irish, but I haven't had any issues now for, I'd say, and also the whole COVID thing, I was absolutely terrified, because when they're giving the list of people that are vulnerable, I'm like, okay, I've got screwed up lungs, I'm on that list, and I've been staying very, very through the whole thing. Yeah, definitely exercise and diet. It definitely helps. And like I said, with doing the hot yoga and the CBD in combination, I lost 40 pounds this year. Huge fan. Oh,
that's incredible.
Yeah.
And I also know that you have a lot of experience and stories about a product that we came out with semi-recently, the Raw Renew cream that you can use on your skin and things like that. And I know I've used it before for definitely any kind of like cuts or any bug bites or rashes or irritations. But I know that you have some stories about the Raw Renew cream and how it's helped you.
I went back to Dublin last year in May, and my sister was telling me that my neck was looking very old. She's a year older than me, so that's what Irish sisters do. And I started using the raw Renew on my neck, and I went home 6 weeks later, and my sister accused me of getting plastic surgery on my neck. And it was going back to Ireland, I had gone back for a funeral, and I had a long layover in Boston. It was a last minute flight, and it was 9 hours in the airport. And then, of course, you have your 6 hours getting to Boston, and then your 6 hours getting to Dublin. So I traveled a lot. When I woke up for the morning of the funeral, I get out of bed, and I took 3 whole droppers of chill, because typically I don't have pain. but I took 3 whole droppers of Chill-X, and within the hour I could get out of bed and I could move, which I've never put my back out before, but talking to the doctor and from people I know that have put their back out, it's very unusual to get out of bed the same day.
Yeah, I remember that story, and it's just incredible how just taking a little bit of essentially plant juice can make such a huge difference in your recovery, your road to recovery. We have someone who's on here. Ted's asking us a question because we're live streaming here. He says, I use full spectrum CBD oil for pain. What makes your brand better than others? Did you want to take a shot at that?
CBD-A, that is the best for pain, and it's really good with inflammation. And full plant is everything in the hemp plant. Full spectrum is not. We don't take anything out of our product. You are getting your full, everything that's in the hemp plant, you are getting in our product. When you take things out, you lose vital acids that really help pain and inflammation.
Yep. Again, so full spectrum is a loose term. It's not really regulated, doesn't really mean anything. It can mean one thing to one person and one thing to another. And a company can literally just have some CBD and a little bit of maybe CBG and then a little bit of THC. And then that's considered full spectrum right now. And that's not what the plant's made of. The plant's made of over 512 different pieces or plant constituents. And in one part of the plant, you've got your cannabinoids. There's 110 plus cannabinoids over there. So CBDA, CBGA, CBCA, CBN, CBT, there's list goes on. And they all work together like a symphony. So if you're eliminating any of the parts of the plant, then you're not getting the full synergistic benefits. Also, the biggest difference with our products, as most people who've listened into our podcast before know, is that we use cold extraction, cold pressing, just like freshly squeezed orange juice. So all of our products are made with CBDA, the acidic precursors of the plant. So that's what makes our products so much different. But again, the proof is in the pudding. That's why we do have products that you can sample for free, and you can buy a sample product as well for $7. We just want people to try this miracle plant and see for yourself how it works. The proof will always be in the pudding. As far as the topicals go, you're looking at things that are for pain that can only go so far. So topicals are great. Like the Raw Renew is an incredible product that we have for helping out people with any kind of like anti-aging or any type of moisture issues or balancing the skin. People just love the products for that reason alone. But if you're looking for something that's more chronic or something that needs to be, a little deeper, so if it's severe back pain, if it's some type of, you're contemplating on having surgery, then we always recommend our sublingual oils. The sublingual oils, when you hold them under your tongue for 5 to 7 minutes, actually go directly into your blood system, bypassing digestion. So you can get up to 70% absorption, which is called long-term sublingual use. So we highly recommend that as well. As far as the website says, Ted, you can go check us out at 101hemp.org, and you can shoot us an email at info@101hemp.org as well. So we're always here to answer questions. I know there's so much confusion out there about CBD and about hemp, and am I going to get high, and will I fail a drug test, and all of these questions. And the answer is no, you're not going to get high. And the answer is, as far as failing drug tests go, nobody tests for CBD. If you're taking tons and tons of CBD products like ours that are whole plant full spectrum, anything is possible, but we always recommend that you could even get one of those tests down at CVS yourself and find out. We've done it for ourselves and for our staff, and everyone has to have their own priorities. I know that the question on the floor was about topicals. So if you're concerned at all about any THC in your bloodstream, then use a topical. Use something that doesn't cross the blood barrier. But those are the main things that we always advise people and things like that. So Linda, any other stories or any other things that you wanted to share about what we're doing here, what our mission is, and what you love about being a part of this community?
I love the stories. I love hearing people come in. That we had one guy, I don't know whether of course you remember, he had MS and he used to always come to the end of the stairs in his wheelchair. And before we moved, he actually walked up the stairs and he thanked us. He said it was because of the oil. And it's just seeing people come back, and you see them when they first come in and they're desperate. They're desperate. And then you see what our oil has done for them. It's just absolutely amazing. And it's hard to explain without actually seeing these people. But when you see people, they've got cancer. We had another guy that he had pancreatic cancer, pain, and he didn't like the painkillers that the doctor was, because he wanted to be alert, and he started taking her 200 CBD. He said that it really helped him, and he also said that it got rid of, he had little tumors on his fingers, and he was a guitar player. And he also told us that it helped get the tumors on his hand.
This is the sound cannabis companies hear when they try to place an ad on Facebook, Twitter, or Google. The tech overlords' arbitrary discrimination against our industry is unfair. But until they change their restraint of trade policies, we need an alternative way to share our message with our customers. Cannabis podcasts are one of the last advertising platforms not controlled by tech monopolies. And for as low as $9.99 a week, cannabis companies have the freedom to play their uncensored commercials to customers around the world. Don't let tech bosses dictate how you run your business. Go to podconx.com. That's podconx.com. And for just $9.99 per week, you can go from this to this.
The number one reason that people always used to come and inquire about our products or have questions was for pain and inflammation. And that's what it was for a long time. But then obviously COVID came around last March, and that's when anxiety and stress was at an all-time high in our country. And so it was about neck, and in some cases it'd actually be more people that were coming for for stress and anxiety. But then the number 3 reason was sleep, which is what you were saying, how you were first introduced in using our product. And then after that, it became cancer. Cancer is probably the number 4 reason that I would say that people come to us. And we do have compassionate programs for people with cancer. It's half off. So if you reach out to us or come into the store and tell us that either you or a loved one is fighting cancer and wants to try the product, we certainly have compassionate discounts for that. weare.org. We were set up to pay it forward. This miracle plant was the answer to our prayers for our family. And so we just want to pay this gift forward to people. And it's our mission, like I said, to reach 1 billion people by 2025. And in fact, we're also looking to donate over 10 million products in 2021 to people that can try this product for themselves and for their loved ones. And with every order that you do place with us, that allows us to further our mission, to continue to donate products, to continue to offer products at extreme discounts. It allows us to also align with organizations like the Alliance Hope Alliance, the Autism Hope Alliance.org as a tongue twister. It's easier when you just say AHA, but that's what this, is all about for us. And that's why we have this Miracle Plant podcast. We want people to share this out. We want people to listen. We all have someone who was affected by autism, like our family was. We all have someone who was affected by cancer or Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or autoimmune diseases. And we've all been touched in this society that we live in now. There's just so many more toxins, so much more processed food, so many more things that our bodies just can't seem to keep up with. And that's why we want to have this podcast. That's why we want to talk about these stories. That's why we want to share our mission. And hopefully someone can hear this and forward it on to someone else and say, hey, remember that's battling Alzheimer's. Maybe this can help. And the way that the product helps is that it helps our bodies find homeostasis. It helps our bodies and brains fire the way that they're supposed to fire, just like eating healthy and exercise and drinking water and being mindful and getting a good night's sleep. Also, before we go, Linda, any other final thoughts that you would want to share with the world about this miracle plan and anything that they should do if they're hearing this story, maybe overseas in Europe and things like that? There's probably a different message about CBD. I know we're very excited to get something started up in Dublin in the fall of 2021, but anything that you would say maybe to the international audience out there?
Go on our website, www.101cbd.org. Get in touch with us. It doesn't matter where you are, we will reach you. If you need our help, we will help you.
Absolutely. And I know that you've helped us as well. On our website, we can only do so much. It's only for domestic credit cards. It's the way the website's set up. But if you reach out to us, call us, give us a call, we'll figure out alternate arrangements to make sure that you can pay. We've shipped to all countries that have reached out to us. Right now, we've done dozens upon dozens, and we're always excited when we add another country to our platform, because every new continent, we also send out free hemp seeds. So when you place an order with us, just have to put in the notes that you want free hemp seeds. We have videos on our YouTube channel that show you how to grow hemp in your backyard. My legacy is that I want to leave this earth physically when people are growing hemp in their backyard, just like tomatoes, because it is the miracle plant. It's as healthy as a tomato. It's just cabbage or kale or broccoli or any of those kinds of things. And we just want to make sure that people are consuming the plant the way it was intended. This miracle plant has so many different parts and pieces in it that when you burn it, or when you decarboxylate it, or when you use alcohol extraction, or when you isolate it, when you're processing the plant, you're taking out all of the good parts of the plant. And there's a movement, this raw hemp movement. I've been on Clubhouse recently talking with Famous Amos, and he's got a hemp juicing store down there in San Antonio, Texas, and he's serving hemp juice at his juice bar, which I think is great. And there's just a real movement. For all of you out there that haven't heard, there's this incredible app called Clubhouse, and I'd be more than happy to get you on there. Shoot me a message with your phone number and name, and I'll put you in my iPhone contacts. Do that with as many people as that are on Clubhouse, and that's the best way to get on Clubhouse. There's so many people on Clubhouse talking about cannabis, talking about hemp, talking about sales and marketing. It's just incredible. We have these amazing stories that we're sharing from the heart, with just authentic, vulnerable stories. And I've made so many great friends and people that I'm going to get to know and work with and just be friends with for years to come. I know, in fact, Linda, we're getting you your first entry into Clubhouse. And I always warn people, before you jump in, you can't say I didn't warn you, because most people that get into Clubhouse spend between 10 to 12 hours a day, every day. And it's basically like listening to a podcast, but you can change the channel of a live podcast, and then you can raise your hand and you actually get to participate in the podcast, and they bring you up on stage and you can ask your question or you could add value. And it's just an incredible platform. In fact, they call me the Clubhouse Wizard on there because I spend so much time in helping people get set up that I also did a website. You can go to www.chwizard.com, and I do a video every week. I even put a wizard costume on. Why not? Just go all the way. And I do a video recap, 15, 20 minutes of what the founders are. They do a town hall meeting every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific. So if you want to learn more about Clubhouse, I encourage you to go there. You can hit me up as well. But really, it's been a beautiful community. We're sending out tons of samples to doctors and chiropractors and naturopaths and people that have COVID and people that are fighting cancer. So it's a really incredible platform that I encourage you to check out and figure out a way to get on. I see my boy Brett Goings on there. Use this product. Love it. Thank you, brother. It's helped so many people out there in so many amazing ways. Like I said, the top reason that people use it is for pain. After that is anxiety. After that is sleep. And after that would be cancer. And it's also great for dogs as well. I know you have a dog there, Linda, Moo. How has it helped Moo, or how has it helped other dogs that you've seen over the years?
It helps with anxiety, and it was really good for New Year's Eve and for Halloween when people are putting off fireworks. I see a huge difference in her. I just give her some CBD and it makes a huge difference. But we have several clients that their dogs are cancer patients. And I had one woman come in and she said to me, I'm just looking for something to help the dog. It's the dog's last few days. And that was over a year ago, and the dog is doing great. So I would say to you about CBD and the dog, there is no placebo effect with the dog. The dog doesn't know what you're giving it. So it's like when you give a sick dog something and they start feeling better, I think that says it all. And I know a lot of our clients are huge animal lovers. And the girl whose dog had cancer, she has cried in the store several times regarding her dog. She still has her dog. So like I said, there is no placebo effect with dogs.
Absolutely. And Greg Sneed, thanks for popping on there. And they are made with love. And that is so true. In fact, right now, right before I came on, I'm actually writing thank you cards saying the exact same thing, that every product is made with love here at 101 Hemp, 101cbd.org. And again, our story was our son was diagnosed with a very, very severe neurological ailment, a regressive condition of autism. And it was a life-changing event for us. And it was the lowest, darkest point in my life. And because of all of that just basically tragedy that we were sent on this mission to find a solution to get our son to come back to us, to clear the fog. And by the grace of God and the universe, we were able to find this miracle plant, having a conversation about these 3 letters, CBD. We dug deeper and found out that when you keep the plant raw, it's CBDA. And you keep the whole plant just like juicing it. In fact, the smartest thing you can do, the best way to consume the plant is to grow it in your backyard. I know Linda's a heck of a gardener and had some hemp plants herself that she's grown. And it's just incredible that you should be growing this plant in your backyard, clipping the flowers when they're ready and blossoming and basically sticky, and they smell really good. And then you could throw them right into your juicer or celery, or you also can harvest them and put them directly into your freezer and use them anytime you'd like. That's what we do. So that's the secret to this miracle plant. And we don't want it to be a secret anymore. People don't need to be heating it and processing it and isolating it and all of that. So Linda, any tips on gardening, and how has your journey been gardening the hemp plants? And I know it's a lot of fun for me. I know you love to garden.
I do love to garden, and I did like it, but it is a lot of work. But I did like it. It is great having the plants outside. I've really enjoyed growing the plants and the smell. Even though I enjoy doing the plants, I still love getting my bottle of oil. So that I would just, like I said, it's a lot of work to garden it, and I have done it and I love it, but I still love using the oil.
Yeah, the oil's a lot easier, isn't it?
When you're running out the door in the morning, it's a lot easier to put half a dropper underneath your tongue. And then I was wondering, can I give out a coupon code for people listening, Justin?
Of course, absolutely.
Linda25. If you put Linda25 into our code box, promo code on the website, www.101cbd.org, you will get 25% off your order.
And every order that you place with Linda 25, she's going to get gifted a shepherd's pie from me. Actually, she's a great cook, and she makes me shepherd's pie for my birthday and Christmas and things of that nature. And I know you're from Dublin and you've been here for a long time. Have you heard much about CBD or hemp over there in Ireland and anything what's going on over there?
They're talking about it. Yeah, definitely, with cancer patients and stuff. Yeah, it's like I said, I was pretty excited to get going right where we were stopped with the whole COVID thing.
Yeah, and we're not going to stop. Basically, it was a pause button. The way that I look at it is this was just it's a big halftime. It's the halftime of
And you know what? It's also amazing how much you can see that CBD helps people with anxiety, because Alleviate was our number one seller. I would almost think that Chill X would be our number one seller now, because so many people come in with anxiety.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
I was looking at the stats the other day too, and that was true. It was the number one seller was Chill X, and with our new flavor, Blackberry Cobbler, those are flying off the shelf, and it's my favorite flavor. What's your favorite flavor?
I actually like I like the unflavored. I like the taste. It doesn't bother me whatsoever.
Do you put natural sweet, or do you do totally unflavored?
Yeah.
So just unflavored, basically just hemp, cold pressed hemp. That's the way you're going. Wow. See, that's a little rough for me, but that's awesome. I know a lot of people like it.
No, I like it. Yeah, I like it.
And Jamie's on here and says, what an incredible story about the dog. Dogs have always been I always say our number one customers, because Linda was saying is there is no subconscious mind to mess things up. There's no placebo effect. If the dog feels better, they put weight down. Yeah. And we've heard so many stories of people coming in with their dogs, and the neighbor will be like, I thought your dog died years ago, because the dog's out running around pooping in their yard again. So it's really incredible. We have a bacon flavored, it's vegan flavored raw CBD oil for the dogs, 800 milligrams for the big dogs and 400 milligrams for the little guys. But I assume Moo's in the little dog category.
400 milligrams.
Yeah. And if you want to visit Moo, I know Linda works in the shop, and she's just got an amazing heart and such a giver, and sometimes she'll do personal deliveries to people that they don't have cars, and we work with our customers mostly are 55, 65, 75 plus. And so a lot of them don't have cars, and they can't get around, and they can't get in the store. We mail most of our products, but Linda has such a big heart that she'll just jump in the car drive 30 minutes down the road to deliver a bottle. And we've heard those stories over and over again. And when you read the reviews about our company, it's not just about our products. It's not just about, how great our products are, but it's also about our customer service and people like Linda and people like Mary and people that really stop and listen. And we absolutely do our best, and nobody's perfect. And I know the mail was a little bit slow this last few months. Hopefully everything's back on schedule again. That's what it's all about. We're here to pay it forward. We're here to heal the world. And we're really happy to have you on, Linda. Any final words that you wanted to share before we go?
No, I just wanted to thank everybody that's listening and tell them that I hope to see them in the store soon. Happy New Year. Absolutely. 2020 is going to be a heck of a year. And we look 2021. Yes, I know. It was a heck of a year. There's plenty of things that we had a chance to learn. And definitely, we're so happy to have you on here, Linda. And thank you for all that you do. And thank you for all of the clients that have loved all the service that you've given over the year. And hopefully in the next few weeks, or months, we can get you on a plane, because there's so many other countries out there that need this plant, that need these products, that need to learn about this whole plant, cold extracted hemp oil, and start growing it in their country. So thanks for coming on, Linda, so much. Thank you for everything. And we'll see you soon in the office. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.